All right, I was tagged by James Humerick over there at Old School with a Modern Twist. He's a very wise and talented guy. Go check him out. I'll put a link to his channel. This is that 11 question tag thing that's been going around. And all right, so first one, I got everything written down so I don't forget. First one, do you prefer to go alone or in a group? I like to go alone, you know, but I do like to be in a group too, you know, just for, you know, for fun and everything. But I think I do like to go alone more. I prefer it. You know, that way I can just wander off somewhere and whatever and not feel like I'm, you know, tied down to anybody, you know. But I do like going in a group too, though. You know, I mean, it's kind of a 50-50 deal. I mean, maybe 80-20. I like to be alone. So, number 2, most challenging trip or hike to date. Most challenging. I haven't really had any challenging hikes, really. You know. I think, you know, most challenging trip I've taken, though, is just recently when we went to North Dakota. It was just a long drive, you know, and we had to drive through a blizzard on the way there and on the way back in North and South Dakota. But on an outdoor hike or anything, I really haven't been on a challenging one, you know, anything that's too challenging. So I really haven't had any, you know. And the terrain and stuff around my area and stuff is all pretty flat. So, but you know, it has its spots, but nothing too challenging. What's the most beautiful place I've slept so far? I'm gonna take the bug out Brad, what he did in one of his answers. It's true. Most beautiful place I've slept so far is next to my wife. You know, she's my cuddle cakes. That's what I call her. You know, so that really is, you know. But outdoor wise, is most beautiful place I've slept so far was probably in the Wasatch National Forest. When I was younger, when we went to a trip last June in Louisiana, Wasatch National Forest, it was beautiful. It's awesome. But when I was a kid, though, I was like 16, I believe. We went to Colorado shortly after my dad died, and just on a trip, you know, to family getaway thing. And I do not remember where it was, but it was southwestern Colorado. I do know that because it was close to all those, you know, Mesa Verde and stuff like that. But man, wherever that was, I cannot remember. I have to ask my mother. God, the place was beautiful. You know, I mean, it was scenic, you know. So, but other than that, I can't remember. I can't even remember what the name of that place was. And what winter activities do you do? Well, that's what I like to do. In winter activities, I like to get out and do things, you know, whether it's just stuff around the house or if it's just, you know, I get out and do things for, you know, hiking or out on, you know, anything like that. Just the temperatures are so much cooler and nicer to me, even if it's a lot colder than, because right now it's like 70 degrees. You northerners can be jealous about that. I'm jealous of your snow, but it is like 70 degrees. February 14th. Can you believe it? It's Oklahoma for you. It's like spring. It's too hot for this long sleeve shirt. But so, you know, I just like, you know, that's what I like to get out and actually do stuff, because I hate the heat. I've said it many times in other videos. I hate the heat, and I hate getting out and doing stuff because it's just, you know, Oklahoma weather is just swampy, drenching, humid, you know, high humidity. It's just, but So everything, really. 5, have you been seriously hurt in the outdoors? Knock on wood, no, I have not. And, you know, I have been hurt, but not seriously hurt or anything. And I certainly hope that I don't, you know, but you never know. So, but that's, we have things in our bags and things like that help us and everything. You know, I've cut myself and things like that with knife and things, but nothing real serious. I always try to be careful and look where I'm going and everything, but you know, stuff happens too. So, but fortunately not, you know. So, and do I practice any special survival techniques? Yeah, you know, I mean, that's what we do. You know, whether it's just shaving down some fat wood or striking your ferro rod and making knots and setting up a tarp and things like that, and just other things, you know. I mean, yeah, that's what we do, you know. So yeah, I mean, all the time, you know. And if I'm not doing it, I'm thinking about it, you know. I'm thinking about what could be something I could do, you know. I'm thinking ahead, you know, like if I'm going to make a shelter of a certain type, you know, like say a debris shelter or something. Which style am I going to go with? What could I do? What could I do to improve that? You know, just things, you know, you think about it ahead of time. What do you think about a permanent base camp? I think it's awesome, you know, to have a permanent base camp. I think it's very cool. You know, it's someplace you can go and be familiar with and be comfortable with and have things there ready to go, already set up, you know, when you take time to make it, and you can do it. It depends, you know, also if you're talking about a survival point of view, a shit hits a fan situation. You know, you may have to move. You may have to move around. But as a bushcraft base camp, like a camping area, certainly, you know, because kind of where I go, you know, out there at the creek, I call it, you know, with the rock and all that stuff that you guys seen in my videos, that's pretty much a permanent deal. I need to really do a lot of stuff out there, and I plan on it. But yeah, I'm all for it, sure. What is your favorite recipe for cooking outdoors? Cooking outdoors, favorite recipe is, if I'm out, you know, out camping or, you know, out for a night or something like that, I like to kind of keep it a little bit simple, you know. Don't like to go, you know, full gourmet or anything, but, you know, but just your basic stuff. Sometimes, you know, your chicken, your steak, maybe, you know, sausages. But my favorite thing that I like to cook outdoors, though, too, is I did a video a while back of the brats and peppers and onions and stuff. Cooked those. Man, it was awesome, you know. But stuff like that, you know. Hot dogs. I like hot dogs. You know, hot dogs are simple, quick, filling. But like when I'm out, I like to kind of keep it simple, you know, and as much as possible. How do I motivate myself in bad weather? Well, you know, I just do stuff inside. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I'll say that, you know, watch you guys, and you know, I may sharpen my knives. I may check my pack and make sure everything's, you know, good. But, you know, either that or just sit down and watch some TV with the wife, you know, and things like that. But that's really it, you know. But it depends on the weather, you know. If it's a tornado, because I live in Oklahoma, if it's a tornado, I'm watching the weather, you know, so make sure it's not coming our way. And but if it's a winter storm or something like that, sometimes I like to try to get out in it, because I love the snow and I love the cold, so I get out there in it, you know. What would be my dream destination? Several, actually. I'd like to go to Maine. You know, Maine would be awesome. Colorado, of course. I even lived there for about a year back in '88. That's beautiful. I'd love to go there again. Montana would be awesome. Alaska would be awesome. You know, even the Smoky Mountains would be fantastic. Those places like that would be awesome. But maybe an ultimate dream location, Ireland. I'd like to go to Ireland. You know, it's beautiful. I'd like to go there. So that'd be a dream destination. What is my heaviest piece of equipment? Is probably right now is that tent that Bob Wayne Yeager sent me from One Foot in the Wild, the United States Marine Corps 2-man tent. That's probably my heaviest piece of gear that I own. Yeah, I think it weighs about 8 pounds, 6, 8 pounds, something like that. So not too bad really for a solid heavy-duty tent, but that's probably the heaviest thing that I do own. And other than that, you know, like something I carry on me would be the single heaviest piece might be that SE5 knife, something like that. So, and I know there's a 12th one, my favorite, but I didn't bring it because I came out here. But coffee, I drink my coffee. That's my drink. So anyway, but I am going to do some tags. And I'll put their links to their channels too. I want you to check every one of them out because they're all very cool channels. Trent, Panhandle Prepper, brother, you're on deck. Great channel, great guy, smart, thinking man's channel. Go check him out. And then the Wasatch Gear Review, very cool channel. The guy goes out with his girlfriend sometimes and his dad. They do overnighters and stuff. Beautiful area. I think that Wasatch National Park, I think that's in Utah somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Oregon maybe, right around that area. Beautiful, beautiful locations. Very cool channel too. Edgewood Outdoors. Only been subscribed to him for about a month, and I think he's kind of a younger channel at it, but he's done some very cool stuff already. And go check him out too. He's awesome. You know, very cool channel. And then Outlaw Edge, tagging him, very cool channel too, very cool dude. So go check those guys out. I'll put a link in all those. This is the questions. I'll put the questions, I listed the questions in the comment section, and I'll put a link to all these guys' channels in there. But that's my answers, and those are my tags. Keep it heavy.